Did you know that you have complete control over the customization of all of your visual reports? Well, let me show you how. Hey Jotformers, welcome back. I'm Kimberly, and as you can see, I'm currently in the desktop version of my dashboard. And if you like to create visual reports for all of your submission data and you would like to customize it to your brand or to your liking, you can absolutely do that. So let's walk through all the ways that you can customize your visual reports. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my appointment requests. We'll do more, and then we'll do create a report, and we'll do visual report builder. And right off the bat, on the right hand side, you can see that our slides menu is the first thing to populate open. So I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. And let's jump into our paint roller, which is going to be all of our layout settings. It's going to be in an A4 landscape view, but if you want to change it and you want to maybe be able to print this out to share at meetings in paper form, you can always change that over on the right hand side. So again, we can see that it is an A4 landscape, but if we want, we can put it in A4 portrait, or maybe we want it to be in A5 landscape, A5 portrait. We can change it to web, or if you have custom dimensions, you can enter those in here. But for this example, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on A4 landscape. And of course, we can also change the page transitions. Right now we have it on no animation, but if you want it to slide, scale and fade, you can do that right here. But let's go ahead and jump over to the style option. So for here, if I scroll down, let's find some data that has some color to it. So we'll stick with this one right here. So we can see the background color is white. If we want to change our background to black, we can see that every single slide's background is going to be affected. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back up on white. And then next is going to be the chart color palette. As of right now, we can see it is in this bright pink, purple, red color scheme. But if you want, we can change it to pastels. We can change it to all greens, all like a purple color. You have access to change that completely from here. And if you want, you can click on the three dots, you can edit, and maybe you want to make this color even darker. We can do that within this custom palette. So if we go ahead and head back, maybe we want to add a palette, maybe your brand color, so that way it's cohesive throughout. You can do that here as well. And I'm going to go ahead and get our chart color changed back to that red to purple. I think it is beautiful. But if we head back, we have one more in the layout settings, which is edit the tooltips. So I'm going to go ahead and choose edit tooltips. Now, if I were to preview our report, this is in preview mode, and if I were to hover over, this is the tooltip. We can see it kind of populates the data. We have 3, 1, 0. So it's going to populate as you hover over all of your charts. Now in the edit mode, you are not going to see these tooltips. So over on the right hand side, we can see what those look like. If you would like to completely turn them off, you can do that. But if you want, you can change it to a dark theme. You can take off all of the titles. We can take off the option name, the response quantity, the percent, and the amount, which is going to pretty much take away everything. But I think it's good to have all of those on there so that way everyone has the ability to see everything. So I'm going to go ahead and head back, and let's go ahead and exit out of the layout settings, and let's take a look at our slide settings. So again, we have that background color, and we also have our slide elements. So if you would like to choose to hide one of those elements, you can unclick it to turn it on and off. And if we scroll back up here, say for example, we'll do this one. We can see that we have that appointment request and that blue bar at the top. So if we want to turn those off, we can do that as well. All right, let's go ahead and X out of this. I'm going to head down to the very bottom, and let's go ahead and duplicate this page, and we'll get rid of everything. We'll just have that blank page. Now let's talk about all of our basic elements as far as customization goes. So over on the left-hand side, if I choose to add an element, if I choose text, it's already open on the right hand side. We can change our font family, and we can even change our opacity if we want, put a watermark on there. If we add another element, we have our header, and the header has 3 different options. We have the header, the main piece, we have a line, and then we have a subheader. And all of these are included over on the right hand side. So we have that header. We can change, again, the font family, the size, the color, the font weight, the style, again, the opacity. Then next we have the line, if we want to make it a thicker line, and if we want to change that line color maybe to red. You have complete ability to do all of that. We can even turn it off if you want. And then our subheader, same things, You can change the font family, the style, and the opacity all from our settings. Now let's take a look at our shapes. Now, same thing. On the right-hand side, we have shapes to choose from: square, ellipse, triangle, star, line, and of course we can turn off the fill, so it's just that border around. We can even change the size of that border to be a little bit thicker, and we can even round the corners as well. Now, if I change the size of this, once I let go, you'll see the size change over on the right hand side. So now it's 784 by 58. All right, back over to the left, let's add an icon. Now, same thing, we can choose our icons from here, change it up, go to the style, we can change the color, we can change the size over on the right, or again by choosing the corners or the sides, and then we also have the ability to lower the opacity as well. Now, last up is going to be our grid option. Now, our grid option, you do have the ability to play with the size of every single one of your columns. And then over on the right-hand side, we can see that we can uncheck. So we can get rid of specific columns if we wish, or we can show the ones that we absolutely want. And then down at the bottom, of course, we can change that size to either fit, or we can change that size here on the page. Now, last up, let's head back up. I'm going to choose one of these charts, and we have the ability to edit our chart settings as well. So if I click on the settings for any of our charts, we have the ability to turn off the summary. So right here we have that 5 responses and 3 empty. We can change the type of chart. Right now it's in a donut, but if we want it to be a pie, a column, a bar, we have the ability to make it look and feel exactly how we want it. And if we want, we can turn on the legend down there at the bottom, and then we also turn on the table grid, and we can see it that down at the bottom, or if we would prefer, we can have that table grid included as well. I personally like the legend, so we'll leave that there. But if we head up to data, we have some more chart options. So we can turn off the option name, which made that disappear right there, which was the number. We can turn off the response value. We can turn off the percentage, and we can also round our percentages as well. And again, we have that color palette option right here, so we can change just a single chart. So the main one we showed at the beginning changed all of our charts, but this one, let's say I want this one to just be the green. We can do that here. And we can also change the option limit. So for example, let's jump over to this service price because it has more options. So let's say that I only want to show the top 3 options. I can change this to 3. And let's say I only want to show the top 3 options. It's going to give us 3 options plus the number of the other ones. So we're going to make this say 4. So we can see our top 3 options, and then we see we have 4 other options as well. Next, over on the right, we can choose to sort by a different way, maybe alphabetical or low to high instead of high to low. And we can even not show anything, or we can show only specific things that we want people to see. So if you want, you can check all of these so that way the other entries altogether are hidden. Now let's jump over to that last tab. Let's go to our style option. And here is where we can change everything about this chart in regards to that font. Maybe you want to change the font to something different. We want to change the size, the color, if it's going to be left aligned, right aligned. Maybe we want to make it bold. And then we have the chart settings. We want to change the chart to Comic Sans. We can change the font size. So literally everything about our charts and about everything in the Visual Report Builder, you have access to edit and make look exactly how you want it to look. And it really is as simple as that. If you have any questions about how to completely customize your visual reports, let us know down below in the comments. If you like this video and you got some value, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you get notification every time we put out a new video. I'll see you next time.